The fuck is up? What's good? Really, I try to come out here like once every other month. But this particular trip was just like a series of different sessions. And then I also do this event called Pass the Aux, where I choose a secret location. And then I have like 15, 20 producers, just like this, just like you guys, come through and plug the aux in and play your beats, play your songs. And then we just kind of get to know each other. And it's just a really cool, unique event. So I did that on Tuesday. And I see a couple guys here today that went. My man Trap Jesus in the back.
So you've been doing Pass the Aux a few different cities out in LA, right? What cities you did?
We did Toronto a couple weeks ago, and then we did. This is the second time doing it in LA. We did New York like 10 times. Let's see, Boston, Philly, Maryland, Wallingford, Connecticut, and that's pretty much it this year. And then next year we're gonna, plan on go to other cities. So me, I always try to do things that I feel like are gonna be fun, right? So I'm really focused on the fun factor of certain shit. So like when I put this Pass the Aux thing together, I knew it would be fun. I knew I would want to go, and because I just organically have this sort of connection with other people that make music. And really, it doesn't matter what kind of level you're on, whether you're fucking 5-time Grammy winner or like 17 years old with FL Studio in your mom's basement just getting started. If you make music, then we have stuff in common, and those are the kinds of people that I want to be around. I'm just a big advocate of that. That kind of energy transfer is such a big deal to me, and so I try my best to really dial in and lock into those people and who are attracted to what I'm doing and who are consuming my content. And it just kind of happened naturally, So I just really believe that all of us here who are music producers, right? We want to, be successful. We want to do this full time, and that's amazing. But ultimately, as music creators, our duty is to inspire people through our music. Yes or no? Right? I mean, if there's one piece of advice I can say, man, it's just part of it will sound very, very typical. And I only say that because it's just so obvious. I mean, number one thing is just never give up. I mean, that's rule number one, is just don't stop doing this. But I think the more important step to leading to that is to, really get to know yourself. I think a lot of us forget how to get to know ourselves, right? We're on social media, we're swiping everything. This is the swipe generation. If we like something, we swipe left. If we don't, we swipe right. If we like something, we follow them. So everything is so quick, and we're fulfilling our needs and wants, at the drop of a dime on our phone. We can customize our playlist now. So any kind of music we want to hear, we have full access in the palm of our hand. So, there's this kind of sense of entitlement that's happening right now with all of us, with this generation, all of us. So I think in getting lost in that, I think we forget to really understand ourselves as a person. I think that's so crucial if you guys and all of us want to become successful as music creators, because a lot of us are doing it for the wrong reasons. Straight up, like we're looking at Metro Boomin's Instagram, we're looking at Murder Beats' Instagram, we're looking at this person and saying, yo, they're so successful, I want, gold chains, I want a fucking, Lamborghini, I want this, I want that, I want to sign a publishing deal. And then you get lost in the sauce, and then you never get there because you never took the appropriate steps to really hack the system and get yourself there. And my belief is that it starts with knowing yourself. So really I want you guys to ask yourself why you're doing this. Why are you here? Why do you make music? What's driving you? What kind of music do you really want to make? Do you want to sit there and try to make Metro Boomin beats all day, hoping you'll get a placement with Future? Fine, try that, but it's probably not going to work, right? So know yourself, know what kind of music you really want to make, and surround yourself by rappers, singers, musicians that relate to your cause and your art and what you want to do, and start creating this matrix world network around what you're doing. And I guarantee you'll feel a lot better about yourself, but you'll also realize that that's your starting point, that's your your lifeblood right there. And so you can't do this on your own. So, you know, if you're sitting in your room by yourself and you're just trying to figure out what to do, then you got to go out there and meet people and get with people. And I think you guys being here is a good step towards that. It's super amazing, and I want to see more of this happen. So, yeah.
So I'm a music producer, and basically I want to know, not your sauce, but how do you kind of go from kind of sample based to creating your own samples?
Studying, just studying the samples, finding out who did them, finding out what kind of equipment they were using, and then mimicking, you know, like listening to Rare Earth. And you know, I'm really highly influenced by video game music. I'm highly influenced by, like, you know, Final Fantasy VII soundtrack and like Castlevania for Nintendo. And so, you know, and then like horror movies, horror soundtracks, sci-fi soundtracks, those kind of keyboards and textures that they were using always intrigued me. So, you know, I go out of my way to find out what they're doing and try to duplicate what they're doing, and then really kind of honing in on those skills and then creating my own kind of flair and my own kind of expression through that language. So it's a lot of studying, it's very time consuming, a lot of trying different things, bending sound, investing in different equipment, and fucking up a lot, you know, doing shitty music until it's halfway decent. And then 2 years go by and then it's actually pretty good. And then after another 2 years, it's really good. And then you're a fucking animal. But it takes a long time.
Thank you for Illmind for being here with us, man.
Thank you, guys.
So, you recently linked up with the homie Gary Vee.
Yeah.
Y'all know who Gary Vee is? Motivational speaker, badass all around. What was that experience like? First of all, how did you guys link? And really, like, what did you gain from spending some time on it?
So my man Mike Boyd, who manages a couple producers in Atlanta and works a lot in the music department of VaynerMedia with Gary. He found out we were in LA. I was in LA, this was probably 2 trips ago. And I was with my manager, who's also was in touch with Mike at VaynerMedia. And they were like, yo, what are you and Ill doing? You want to come and hang out with Gary? He wants to meet you, and he's got meetings all day, but he wants you to come ride with him to, you know, one of his meetings and come kick it, and we'll get it on the Daily V episode. And we didn't really, you know, we were just like, yeah, of course, we'll come through and let's kick it. So, so we came through, met up with Gary. I think he was just getting out of a meeting with The Rock. So we pulled up to this like, this studio where they were like filming something, and we just chopped it up. We chopped it up in the car, and for me that was like, he was really one of the crucial parts to like really put a battery in my back and say, you know, like, you know, you're in tune with your community and you're a music producer and you're a creative. And he asked me, he said, do you have a YouTube channel? And I said, no. And he was like, why not? And I'm like, I know, why not? I'm doing that tomorrow. So, so he really fucking like put the battery in my back. I was just talking about this on my Twitter a couple weeks ago, but the idea that any one of you guys in here could potentially reach that next level is fucking so exciting to me. Like, any one of you guys here could eventually go on and buy this whole building. Isn't that crazy? That's phenomenal to me. So I'm just intrigued by it, man. I'm super just like, I want to be involved, and I want to keep my my ear to the pulse of what's happening. Being a part of the culture, but then also really engaging with my community. So
let's talk a little bit. Look at my homie Mark Bird. Show some stuff for Mark Bird.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you, bro.
Mark Berg in the building, man.
Illmind in the building. And I want to tell y'all, and I want to express to y'all the importance of being there. There's a real extreme importance in being around. So for everybody that's here today, y'all definitely should clap for yourselves for first taking that step to come out. So give it a So the importance of being there was I would go to the studio with this dude every day for like 5 weeks and work on records that I didn't even produce. But I wanted to make myself valuable to the situation instead of trying to find the value in the situation. With that being said, it translated into me becoming his tour DJ as well, which translated into one night we were doing a show in LA. We ended up in a studio with some people, and I was supposed to be here for a day. I ended up staying in LA for a week and turned into 2 writing credits on The Life of Pablo. But that's the importance of being